Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. This is going to be how to beat the game as a sorceress on normal. A very strong build, probably I think one of the easiest ways to get the game done, and it is going to be a fire sorceress. I've championed this. If you just want to beat the game on normal, I think this is a fantastic build to make. So I'm going to show you the character. I've actually geared mine because I do want to go off and do Nightmare and Hell, so I will show you how you can make your character even stronger than the one that I have. But before we do jump into it, as always, a thumbs up helps out the channel a lot, and do subscribe if you're interested in Sanctuary. I've got plenty more guides coming on Diablo 2 Resurrected. So let's have a little look at the sorceress. Now, the thing to bear in mind with your sorceress is if you're going to take the game very slowly, you're going to look in like lots of the different caves, you're going to spend a lot of time looking at items and just taking a very casual, solo, leisurely play through the game, chances are you're going to be somewhere around about 30, maybe late 20s by the time you finish the game. Obviously, I've played a little bit past, but that's why I've got the extra few levels, but somewhere around about them. Now, with that means that you're kind of restricted in terms of what runes you can find. You're restricted in what kind of runes you can use. So what I've done for building the fire sorceress is we're going to concentrate on as much things that we can craft ourselves as possible, because we obviously want to get the RNG under control. So the most important thing that you're going to craft is going to be your leaf staff. So this is with the runes Tyral. You will farm the Countess on normal. It won't take too long for these to pop out. I would carry on farming her until you get these runes because they are just so powerful. What this staff will do is it will add 3 to fire skills. I've actually put it into a staff that had Shiver Armor, Nova, and also plus Fireball on it. If you can get a staff with plus Fireball, that is absolutely fantastic, because Fireball is going to be pretty much your main skill for most of your playthrough. So to make this, you need a white staff. It needs to have plus to Fireball on it, preferably 3, but 2 I think is okay. And then you're going to put the runes in this order, Tyral, and it's going to make a leaf staff. You're also going to get 33% cold resist, some mana per kill as well. So this is like a great item. You can't use it till level 19. And until then, you will probably just be using any kind of staff that has got plus to Fireball on it. So again, by all means, go and shop that, start looking for it. And at 19, you're going to swap over to this. Another very common craftable item that you're going to use is going to be the Stealth Armor. So this is the runes Tal Eth. Again, you get them from the Countess. Fantastic because it gives you run walk speed, which means you can move around faster. The necessity for this does drop off when you get to level 18, which we'll talk about when we get to the skills. But until then, the ability to walk and move around is just fantastic. 25% faster cast rate, obviously, as a caster class, that's perfect. It's more ability to chuck out fireballs, which is brilliant. Some faster hit recovery, which is great in case we do end up getting like bashed by something. We will recover and snap out of the animation faster. Plus 6 to dexterity doesn't matter. Regenerating mana is actually kind of handy. One of my main annoyances on the playthroughs is always going to be having to press the potion button repeatedly. So if we can generate some mana, that is going to be handy. And we do actually have quite a bit of mana generation in this build, which does help us out quite a lot. We also get 30% poison resist. So we're already kind of like with the 33% cold here and with also the 30% poison here, we're kind of a good chunk of the way. Now, again, you can't use this until level 17. What I would do in the meantime is just use something like this. So just a low level armor with sockets and stuff in either sapphires if you need mana or rubies if you need life. And obviously that's kind of up to you. So the two kind of craftable pieces that have got unique properties. Another craftable piece is going to be a helm. I've put a Ral rune in here. Ral will give fire resist, so that's 30%, so 30 cold roughly here, 30 poison, 30 fire. It's quite a nice little balance. You can do 2 Ral runes in here. That will give you 60% fire res, which obviously would be pretty strong. There's a lot of monsters that do damage based on fire, so it would be kind of handy. I just thought My reses were fairly decent. Fire was already capped out because of some of the other stuff that I had. So we only had the one in. Ideally, you're looking to get to 75% on all your resists as you play through the game. Obviously, it does start off very slow. You have to add them as you go. Another option here, again, would be to add plus life in the helm. Or you could do tier runes for mana per kill, which again would kind of help you out with your mana issues. Because obviously, spitting out lots of fireballs is gonna do fairly heavy on the mana usage. The amulet I've got is just simply lightning res. I did have a magic find amulet for quite a while, so again, just pick up something if you can. Faster cast rate would be perfect if you could get that. Most of the gear, honestly, guys, as we go through this, I've had pretty pants RNG. This ring is probably one of the better ones I've found, just simply because it has cold resist and fire resist, as well as halving the freeze duration. Again, some faster cast rate, some plus to life would have been nice. This ring, again, attack rating is meaningless for the sorceress because we don't actually physically hit anything. So again, just some fire res on here. My gloves, again, they've got stuff per hit. Again, we're not physically hitting, so not great, but they do have 20 mana and a little bit of poison res. Again, I just haven't found a better pair of gloves. Similarly, for the boots, poison length reduced by 25, 20 fire res, max stamina was kind of nice, and the faster hit recovery again was nice, but realistically, all these things are pretty rubbish, and you could definitely find better pieces. Like faster run walk on your boots would be very nice. The belt is probably one of my favorite pieces because 5 to replenish life doesn't sound like a lot, but early on I think we got this at it's a level 7 belt. We did find this early. It is nice, the ability to kind of heal yourself up as you go. A bit more faster hit recovery. The enhanced defense, you don't care, that's just increasing the defense on the item. And again, a bit more of a resist. So they're kind of like the gear pieces that we've had. I've pretty much had most of these on through most of the playthrough. Charm wise, again, I didn't really get very lucky. What I found is a small charm with 10 to life, a grand one with 12 to life, 13 to life on this large one, and then a little bit of faster hit recovery here, and then a little bit of cold resist, a little bit of life, a little bit of cold resist. So again, not great on the charms. We certainly could have found some better ones. Some with extra mana would have been lovely. Now, looking at the skills, you're going to start off with Firebolt. You're going to have a staff that's going to have +1 to Firebolt. And initially, you're going to kind of put early points into this. What I would say is I do think it is worthwhile putting a point in Warmth. It will just ease your mana burden slightly, and that means less pressing of the potion button, which, as I say, personally, is definitely one of my least favourite parts of Diablo 2. As soon as you can, you're going to unlock Fireball at level 12, but before you do that, you're going to have to put some 1-point wonders in. Static Field is absolutely essential for a fire build. The reason being is that you will occasionally find fire immune monsters just in the world of Sanctuary. Some of the bosses, particularly in Act 4, will be fire immune, so you do need a way of killing them, and this is pretty much going to be it. So what Static Field will do is it's going to take 25% off the monster's health, so you can just static, and it crunches the health down, and then Mr. Mercenary over here can come in and get the final blow, which is obviously going to be pretty good. Or if you get them down to 1 HP, you can also kill them with Frost Nova. So I'd recommend a hard point in this, just simply because you can hit a huge AoE, slow and freeze. It's absolutely godly because it will save your life. It will save your Merc's life quite a lot. The ability to kind of in this area around here, freeze some stuff. Well, not freeze, slow. And it does do a little bit of damage just in case you need to finish something on 1 HP that is fire resistant. Frozen armor I also think is worth it. The plus 30% defense, just for the 1 point, we can activate this. It lasts 2 minutes, and it does also give a freeze. So if something does hit you, it will freeze it. Again, pretty clutch, because if something chunks you get put into hit recovery or whatever, you can freeze for just over a second. Now, as I say, the staff that I've got had Shiver armor. This is just kind of a more improved version. I wouldn't put a point in this. The one in Frozen armor is absolutely fine. Now, you can see I've also put some extra cold skills. This is because I'm going to try and build Frozen Orb to go for a fire and cold dual spec later. But if you're just playing the game through normal, you don't need any of these cold points. The only ones you need are the Frost Nova and the Frozen Armor. So that would be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 points that we could dump into fire to do extra damage. Now, Meteor hits like an absolute truck, and I would be unlocking this at level 24, so that means at some point you're going to have to build down here with 1 point in Inferno, 1 in Blaze, 1 in Firewall. I don't ever use them, they don't ever go on the bar. So it's Firebolt, then as soon as you get Fireball, ditch Firebolt and replace it with Fireball. So I have Fireball on left click, and then I do a mixture of Nova and Static to basically do the other damage types. Another important one is at level 17 you want to get Telekinesis. This is so that at 18 you can get Teleport. It's very thirsty on mana, so if you are happy filling up your inventory with mana potions and teleporting around and pressing the potion button every 3 teleports, be my guest. Personally, I don't like playing like that. Again, it just I just don't like pressing the potion button all the time. But teleport is absolutely clutch because it'll save your life. You can teleport away. It'll save your Merc's life because if you press teleport, he will snap to you. So you know, if he's about to get his ass handed to him, you can teleport, he'll then be wherever you are, which is great. And it's absolutely fantastic because, again, another frustration is there is an absolute shit ton of doors in this game, and you can just teleport through walls with this. So if you go the wrong way on a map, you don't have to like walk all the way back. So absolutely godly points in here, really, really nice. And if you are going over an area that, you know, let's say there's a well that you've explored previously, you know it's going to be there, you can whiz up there with teleport, drink it, refresh your mana, and that will be pretty good. In terms of the mercenary, I've gone for the one that has got the prayer. This will give mana per second. Obviously, it is great. The more you level this guy up, the better this gets. So that does help us out with the mana regen. You basically want to give him a scythe or something with a very fast attack speed that is from the polearm class. Stuff some poison things in there just for the extra damage. He's got plus 45 poison over 4 seconds. For his helm, I would probably just stuff in some life gems. Again, his resistances do go up as he gets leveled, but again, by all means, you could use that little trick with putting the Ral runes in for fire res if you need it. And again, I've just given him this green armor just because it looked pretty good. It had lightning resist on it, but again, any kind of like armor with sockets that you could shove in some life gems, would be pretty handy. But you don't have to worry too much about gearing him up. Just give him life to make him survive. Give him a decent weapon so he can help you out a little bit. And again, just try and keep him alive. It is handy, and as I say, you can do that with your Frost Nova, and that will be pretty good. In terms of potion wise, I basically have started doing 2 rows of health and then 2 rows of mana, and just keeping some extra bits and bobs. And I think that pretty much is the build. Now, the only things that are going to be difficult, as I say, are going to be the fire ones, fire immunities, but the rest of the game, with these points that I've put into cold going into fire, you would be hitting even harder. Fire mastery at 30 is fantastic. It is going to give you extra fire damage, which is pretty nice. So 30% even just for the 1 point in there. Now, in terms of the stat points, as you can see, I've built up to 45 strength. This is so that I can use a crystal sword when I get into Nightmare. You can certainly save 20 points here because 25 strength is all that you'll need for the double rung belt. Absolutely essential, a double rung belt, guys, because just the extra potion slots are just amazing. 8 to 12, 50% increase on potions. Again, if it is my bugbear, I don't like pressing it, so it is pretty handy. I've actually put nothing in energy. I've used a combination of sapphires, in helm or in my early armor, and then obviously we have got 20 here, which is pretty nice. And I've found that with a little bit of mana per kill from the stealth, with the aura from the Merc, we've generally done okay with mana, so haven't really needed anything. But you could take these 20 points from strength, stuff them into energy, and the mana would be even higher. Other than that, everything's gone into vitality just to make the stamina bar bigger for, let's say, we don't want to be teleporting all the time because of the mana. Obviously, it's just brilliant to have a high life pool because you'll get put into hit recovery less often. It'll make you tankier, and then absolutely nothing into dexterity. We've just got the 6 added from the stealth armor. The game was not too bad to play through with this. As I say, the only areas I think that are potentially troublesome are going to be like Iziel in Act 4 is fire immune. I think one of Bale's minions is fire immune. Diablo, again, I think is fire immune, but you can just static them down and, you know, nova them when they get to 1 HP. Not too much of a problem. Fire resist really starts to become handy in Act 3, particularly when you start getting to the jungle. The little fetish dudes with the big flames are really, really annoying. They do absolutely wreck you if you've got no fire res. And lightning in Act 2, because you do get quite a lot of beetles. But other than that, not too bad. Quite a bit of poison at the start as well. But yeah, that's it. It's a very strong build. The fire, as you can see, does a lot of damage. Meteor does have a little bit of delay, but you know, you can see damage numbers for early on in the game are pretty good. And if you had extra points to spend in this, you know, a Meteor will pretty much wipe lots of stuff out. So the kind of play that I'm doing is we are turning on our Shiver armor just in case something hits us. I then rock around with Nova. I will fire a Nova off to slow everything. I'll try and work out where it's going, and then I will drop the Meteor, which does come down on a slight delay. Again, if you need to put something in place and keep it there, you can slow it with the Nova, and you can chuck a few fireballs. And other than that, you teleport to get yourself out of trouble, move around a little bit. And that was the game done. Really enjoyed playing through it. I'm going to see if we can build into cold from fire without respecking. It might not be possible. We're going to give it a go. But that is my Fire Sorceress build guide, just to get through the game on normal. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Let me know if you would like to see more character guides. You know, maybe we'll do Paladin next. We'll have to see. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you again in some videos real soon. Take it easy. Peace.